My name's Kurt Hoekstra and my brother Jack Hoekstra. We're at Hoekstra Dairy in Oakdale, California. We're currently milking about 1,250 cows. We've been crossbreeding now for just over 12 years, and we've tried a number of different breeds, different combinations. Probably the three main ones that we enjoy the most, that we've seen that have worked, have been the Holstein crossed with the Montbéliarde and the Swedish Red or the Red Dane. They've worked really well for us. It's really helped improve our reproduction. Our herd health, I think that's been a huge advantage for us. Just cows are healthier, a lot less problems with them, a lot less cows in the hospital, less antibiotics, as far as treatments for them. So that's all been a huge plus for our operation. So.
I think on a nutritional standpoint, if you milk crossbreds and the crossbreds that we milk, the ProCROSS, I think nutritionally a higher forage diet, which for us now is a little bit cheaper than having to buy grain and commodities, and we're starting to grow a lot more of our own silages and hay, so that gives us an advantage. You get higher components with that also, so that helps with a little bit higher milk check. Another thing I think that's really helped out is the feet and legs on these cows is improved a whole bunch. It's so much better. When we had pure Holsteins, they tend to walk around a lot slower. They tend to be back on their feet too much. A lot of hoof trimming. Now we don't run a foot bath at all. We haven't for probably 8-9 years. We got a real hard hoof. The cows just walk real well. They get back and forth from the barn. We have one string, actually it's our highest group of cows. They're 900 feet from their pen to the milk barn, and we milk them 3 times a day, and they make that journey or that trip with no problem. It doesn't affect them. I think they're just a good, hardy, well put together cow. I'm going to talk a little bit about our milk production. Right now, we just tested the other day, we're at 81 pounds of milk. We're getting great components again. Our butter fat is a 3.8. Our protein is a 3.4, 3.5. So these cows, these crossbred cows, do milk. They give good production. Our rolling herd average right now is 25,600. If you energy corrected milk, that's 26,400. So these cows definitely milk. They've been great for us. They start off well. They're fresh cows. They're peaking at about 126 pounds. That's mature cows. Our heifers are now peaking at 90 pounds of milk. They just calve and they take off well for us, and they milk. I think some of it is that they have they can eat quite a bit. They're eating, they maintain their condition. They don't lose their body fat like a Holstein does. And I think it shows in our reproduction also.
I think it helps that body condition. I think that kind of helps translate into reproduction also, because after they do freshen, they get a great start. Those cows, they're not losing body condition, so they're not drawing fat off their back, and just smooth transition right into the breeding program. When we were milking Holsteins back then, we had running about a 16% preg rate, and just we're not happy with that. We knew things needed to be better, and through the crossbreeding program with the breeds that we're using now, we're running about a 23% preg rate with the cows. It on average is 3 services per conception. We're in about average 115 days open. They do great. Another thing with body condition, I think that helps with the calves also. This last year, over this last year, we've lost only 2 calves that were 2 months or younger. We have a phenomenal calf feeder. Guy just does a great job with them. But I think it also, with the crossbreeding and just the body condition that the calves have on them already when they're born, the calves, they still get sick, but they have reserves to be able to draw from and be able to fight that illness or that bacteria that they might get. So I think the calves are much healthier than the Holstein calves that we had also. All right, a little bit about our selection criteria and how we, in our breeding program, we like to stay with the Holstein, Montbéliarde, and the Swedish Red or the Red Dane. If we have a Holstein Montbéliarde, then we'll breed her back to a Holstein. The next generation after that will be Swedish Red and then Montbéliarde again, just kind of that ProCROSS, the 3-way cross. We like to keep that going. I think all those 3 breeds have great characteristics that we like in a commercial dairy operation. Just functional traits. Mike Osmundson of Creative Genetics, he's played a huge role in all this, and especially in selecting the bulls that we use within the various breeds. We've given a lot of trust to Mike that he will import or bring in only the best bulls out of the 3 breeds, mainly the top 10%. So we know that when we're breeding with any one of the 3 breeds, we're going to be using the best bulls that the companies do have to offer us. I think one of the things we really like about the 3 breeds that we've chosen, even with the Holstein, a lot of our Holstein semen comes from Europe, and we really like the records that they keep on everything. I think they're much more reliable than the records that are kept here in the U.S. Whether it's about the feet and legs that they record when they're being trimmed, there's much more emphasis on health traits and all those recordings, and all just better functional traits that they select for. Even with our Holsteins, a lot of our Holstein semen is still coming from Europe also. And that just goes back to their selection process and what the bulls have to go through in order to make it as being daughter bulls. So we still need the purebred dairymen to still be able to have the purebred cows, whether it's the purebred Holsteins, the pure Montbéliardes or Swedish Red or Red Dane. Those are very important for us in our crossbreeding operation and what we do here. So we need to make sure that they're able to still stay in business and do what they're doing, because they play a vital role in our program here in California.